Have you ever had a morning like this? The alarm goes off. You open your eyes. Sunlight fills the room. Everything looks completely normal. But deep inside, a quiet voice asks, why can't I feel anything anymore? Have you ever had a moment like this? People around you are laughing, and you laugh along. But right after, you realize you don't even know why you were laughing. And it almost feels like the person who just laughed wasn't really you. Have you ever felt this? Your life looks fine on the outside. Stable, smooth, peaceful, but inside, you know something is missing. You can't name it, but you know it used to be there. If your answer is yes, then today, I want to talk to you about this. Let me take you into a scene. It's a quiet weekend morning. You sit on the edge of your bed. Sunlight filters through the curtains. The room is still. You've just woken up. Your mind isn't fully clear yet, but your heart already feels something strange. Not sadness, not anxiety, not fear, just emptiness. Like a glass that's been poured out. The glass is still there, but inside, there's nothing. You try to recall what happened yesterday? Nothing unusual, no arguments, no bad news. Work was fine, and yet, you just don't have the energy. You pick up your phone, scroll through a few videos, laugh once or twice, but the moment pauses, and the laughter disappears. You think about what you need to do today, but every task feels like a mountain. Not because they're hard, but because you don't have the strength to face them. And you ask yourself, what's wrong with me? If you've ever felt this way, I want you to know this. You are not alone. Even David the man who once danced barefoot before God without holding anything back went through this. In the Psalms, he wrote, "Restore to me the joy of your salvation." He didn't ask for more blessings. He didn't ask for greater strength. He didn't even ask God to fix his problems. He asked for one thing. Give me back my joy. Because he understood something deeply. When joy disappears, everything else will eventually collapse. You may not have noticed this, but joy doesn't disappear overnight. It's not like a light suddenly going out. It's more like a candle slowly burning down. At first, you don't notice. You just feel a little less moved during worship, a little less inspired when you read, a little less connected when you pray. You tell yourself, I'm probably just tired. But then, the things that once brought tears to your eyes now feel distant. The calling that once filled you with passion now feels blurred. It's like your heart is wrapped in a thin layer. Nothing can get in and nothing can come out. And the scariest part, no one else notices because you're still smiling, still working, still living normally. Only you know something inside has changed. So why does joy disappear? There are 3 reasons I want to share with you. First, have you noticed how little silence exists in your life now? The first thing you do when you wake up is check your phone. You listen to something while walking. You work with background noise. You scroll while eating. You scroll again before sleeping. Your eyes are always consuming. Your ears are always filled. Your mind is always processing. But your spirit has no space left. Jesus once said, "The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light." What you fill yourself with shapes your heart. When your heart is constantly filled with noise, information, entertainment, and other people's lives, there's no room left for joy. It's not that you don't love God anymore. You're just too full. Too full to hear his voice. Not too full to feel his presence. Second, have you felt like everything is exhausting lately? Not physically, but emotionally? Making decisions feels tiring. Replying to messages feels tiring. Going out feels tiring. Even being happy feels tiring. You tell yourself to just push through. You rely on discipline, habits, and responsibility to keep going. But the Bible says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength." Joy is not a decoration in your life. It is your source of strength. When joy disappears, your strength goes with it. That's why everything feels heavy, because you're carrying it all with your own strength. What you need is not more effort. What you need is to return to the source. Third, this one might surprise you. Sometimes joy leaves not because you did something wrong, but because God is inviting you to stop and see how far you've drifted. God rarely shouts. He often speaks in quiet ways. And one of the gentlest yet deepest ways he does that is by allowing your joy to fade. In Revelation, God said to a church, "You have forsaken the love you had at first. Not you abandoned your faith. Not you did something terrible, but your love grew cold. And when love grows cold, joy disappears." So, if you feel empty right now, don't rush to label it as punishment. Maybe it's an invitation, a quiet whisper. Come back. You've drifted too far from me. The good news is this: joy is not something you can force back on your own, but God can restore it. He doesn't ask you to try harder to feel happy. He simply reopens the well that has been blocked inside your heart. So, let me ask you one simple question. If your joy is gone, what part of your heart have you stopped giving to God? Not it. Have you sinned? Not have you prayed enough? But where? Have you quietly closed the door on Him? Be still. Think about it. Let that question sit in your heart for a moment. And if you're willing, today, type one word in the comments. Joy! Not to perform. Not as a ritual, but as a quiet declaration to yourself, to God, and to the world. I don't want to live empty anymore. I want to come back. Because the real question is not, where did your joy go? The real question is, are you ready to let Him rebuild your heart?